Alright guys, so this is a follow-up to a popular question we get asked about Trapouts, is what happens to the honeycomb inside. Alright, so we're finishing up with this trap out, and this is a 4-inch fascia board. The bees are back there, sorry, the honeycomb's back there. That starts at about 2 feet back, and then probably goes back another foot or so. See the bottom coloration? That tells me that this hive had been here probably somewhere around 6 months. 3 to 6 months, 4, 5, 6 months. Most likely 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. But basically there's no real point to ripping this out, the fascia board itself, to try to clean. That's just not going to happen. You can't reach and you can't get a good scrape anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then from the attic side, unless someone's really limber or brave, they're physically not going to be able to scrape this clean anyways. Imagine trying to work on your back in tight crawl space. You've got maybe 6-inch right here, and then going back it's going to taper up a little bit, and then you're surrounded by beams. You got that beam on the right, beam to the left, and this beam down below just really makes it for an awkward situation. So as far as I'm concerned, leaving the honeycomb is not too bad of a idea, especially if we're going to seal up these vent holes anyways. Like, just patch it so that smell doesn't come out. Again, there are some pheromones on it, but not as bad as if you had organic material in there, being honey, nectar, pollen, and then in the case of extermination, a bunch of dead bees, and that definitely gets rancid. But this in itself, it's wax. So bees produce wax, and as you know, with candles, your candles on your counter aren't going to spoil. It's not going to go bad, not going to go rancid, not going to mold. So it's not going to, this honeycomb itself is, all of this maybe boils down to a candle the size of your thumb, maybe 3-4 inches. Sorry, maybe a little bit longer, but it's basically just a candle worth of quantity up here. So we like to do the inspections just to make sure there's no other organic material. Unfortunately, I leave this too long so bees are inside, but otherwise we're done. All right, second most important question that we get asked about trap outs is what happens afterwards. So the honeycomb's still left inside. We can't get that out. I think we've established that, especially for this one. But basically on the internet, you're going to see a bunch of material about you have to get the honeycomb out, got to get the honeycomb out. Well, yeah, yes and no. The trap out only works if you can proactively seal up the general area anyways. So the trap out would have failed if there was a compromise. Hope that makes sense. This is where the hive was, and so we sealed up basically over to the window, and so there's no way for it to get back in. Typical animal behavior, if they were to scout this spot again, if they catch the scent of the honeycomb, they're like, hey, I want to move in here. They're going to sniff, and then sniff, 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 and then sniff, 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 and then sniff, 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 and then sniff, 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 sniff. And if they can't get in here, they're like, screw this, we're going to go to some other spot. And obviously, there's always a concern that they'll move into some other area, and this is where we proactively seal up as much as we can, and then notify our clients that they need to do some other bee proofing. But if they were to move and stay over here, that's 100% non-related to this issue. Okay, maybe 99% non-related. So I hope that answers that question, and if you guys have any more questions, let us know. Thank you, and bye-bye.